So hey everyone. Well, I keep on trying to get into a little bit of a pattern, a little bit of a routine, and all that kind of works. It doesn't always go exactly according to plan. It's like I don't know how some of y'all who do like web comics on a regular basis or something manage to keep up. I mean, I know everybody does, doesn't sometimes. People go on hiatus or have to take a week off or something, but it's like I have these goals that I'm trying to sort of set up, and it's just like I don't know. Just like I keep on trying to do as much as I can with what I'm comfortable with, as much as I can do, and get the work done and be happy. And at the same time, it's just kind of like it's hard to try and hit these targets because there's like some things I would like to do. Ideally, I'd like to get into a scenario where I can do them comfortably, relatively consistently, and it not stress me out and manage to do these things on a comparatively consistent basis. And so far, it's been a matter of once I try and establish these goals, A, sticking to them, and B, remembering I have them because I was hoping to uh, pick a story to get released in October and start getting a cycle going, and I kind of forgot about it. Uh, Here we are, November 8th, the date that I'm recording this, and mm, I kind of want to get on a 2 month like short story cycle, like release on Patreon first, and then release it publicly and get it a few other places, and just kind of continue on a cycle. Producing a short story, hopefully every 2 months, and on top of other things. I mean, I don't think it's too unreasonable a goal, but it kind of depends on the story idea coming, and then hopefully me finishing it, not only with plenty of time to work on it, but also plenty of time to get it in good shape before the next cycle rolls around. Because keeping up with things is always a challenge for me. Um, I managed to be pretty consistent with my YouTube channel, at least as far as it's like I'm doing reviews and batches and stuff, and I was trying to get into a 2 month cycle with that, which I again missed my target a little bit because I was supposed to be theoretically starting a new production cycle today, and I don't know if I'm actually going to do that, but I'm going to try and produce at least a couple of videos today, just to kind of keep things rolling and kind of work out exactly what my plan is and other such things. So, I mean, there'll probably be a lot of videos December talking about what my plans are for the following year, and hopefully I can start 2026 at least personally with a little bit more of uh, a game plan. But so far, so good. In writing news, I can say that I've been working on editing a lot of the Blue Moon short stories right now, which I was working on quite a while ago, long enough that I don't remember most of the specifics, even a lot of the characters, because it was all standalone stories set in different time periods, and I still need to theoretically consider if I'm going to um, request beta readers or not. I was also going to theoretically try and see if I could possibly consider the original idea I'd had, which was soliciting some submissions for it. But that's also made me think about coming together with putting together some a story Bible, which I don't really think I have for most of the series, about here's the information you need to know to write my setting, that sort of thing. Here are the rules, so on and so forth. And it also occurred to me as I'm reading like some of the anthologies, like I'm reading the Reclamation Project Year One, which was like a shared setting, but it also kind of reminded me of, and I forget if that was something else because I don't think it was Reclamation Project itself, but something somebody reminded me of was the potential, of what happens when, with a shared universe or with fan fiction or whatever, you don't necessarily know what anybody's going to do, and it's not necessarily going to be something you're going to like. Um, and I mean, obviously, I would, provide as much guidance as I could, and provide some sort of like idea of what I'm looking for, and or vet, concepts and stuff like that. But one never knows. It's kind of one of those Pandora's box sorts of things. You may end up with some great material. You may end up with more than you really want to deal with, and I don't know. I mean, right now it's still back and forth. I have some hopeful release dates that I'd like to try and hit for a next couple of projects that I'm working on, and then hopefully once I finish with that, I can get into a cycle of hopefully finishing 5 projects every 3 years. I don't know if that's reasonable or not, but we'll see. I'm hoping that 1,000 days more or less is enough time to finish these assorted projects, because I would like to work on two projects at a time, like alternating days. I have some time set aside for like editing things, and for time set aside for working on outlines and or publishing, which of course is kind of going slow, but it's all a slow process, especially when you're doing it all. Let's see. I mean, foreseeable future, I'd like to get something, at least a couple of new projects in the works. But right now, um, I'm not working on anything new at the moment. I was working on a short story, but by itself, it doesn't really work. So it's kind of just sitting in the pile for now. I need to come up with a couple of other concepts that I can work on for short stories. I'd like to get some short stories that are not set in the Blue Moon, not Blue Moon, not the Winterfell universe, because as a lot of the ideas I have are things I can't um, work on until I get a little further in the series, or also some things that I'd also like to explore some of the other shared settings that I have or ideas that I have, just so that I can get some things on paper, which so far has been there's some sort of a bug or something. Some ideas which I'm trying to sort of get other things working so that I can keep all of my universes at least semi-active. Um, Video news. I don't know. Today probably a light day. I need to figure out what I have in production. Uh, get things get things figured out, and maybe get back into a little bit of a cycle. um, I need to start planning, I guess, a little bit more, because um, I don't know. I was contemplating. I mean, I was contemplating getting into like or doing more videos that talk about my point of view on things. And I mean, I've kind of, I don't know. It's like I had, I guess I got the usual kind of couple of transphobic comments from a few random folks, who kind of made me reconsider the possibility. But and I mean, there's a lot of folks out there that do way better political commentary than I do. But right now I'm still trying to figure everything out. But for the time being, it's like I'm just trying to do what I do, which is work on furry projects, work on furry reviews, work on furry topics, and that sort of things. And let's see, as far as today's workload, the vlog, of course, as always. And beyond that, I don't know. I'm working on cleaning the house, working on, getting things organized, and getting the house into a better shape, because, I'm trying to do a little bit of a pattern there as well. It's like spend some time cleaning the house, spend some time cleaning the kitchen, spend some time cleaning the bathroom, and getting it all to look a little less gross. So progress. But that's what's going on. Books I'm reading. I still need to try and read a little bit more of Koheleth. I just haven't had the inclination to want to read it lately. I've been working on Off the Beaten Path. I think I'm in chapter 7 now or something, but I'm also trying to finish the two books that I'm really close to the end with. Reclamation Project, which I have one more story left to read, and Strange New Worlds Towards the Night. Now, I mean, I will say, as far as Reclamation Project goes, that it seems like on the balance, the majority of the stories were good. They had more better ones that I really liked, as opposed to ones that just didn't do it for me. So, by and large, I'd say it was good. I mean, was it enough to make me want to necessarily follow into Reclamation Project Year 2? I don't know. I mean, depending on when you asked me which story I'd finished last, it's like sometimes I was kind of like, I might like to get in on this. And then other times it was kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, and then it kind of reminded me a little bit of the grab bag of like when you get submissions from people, it's like you have no idea what you get, which is both a plus and a minus, because on the plus side, you get ideas you never would have come up with yourself, but on the downside, you have ideas that you also never would have put in your concept in the first place. So, I don't know. It's like Reclamation Project kind of reminds me about the overall reason why I, generally speaking, don't like anthologies that much. Just because if you read a novel and you really like it and you get along with the author, you're going to enjoy the book and probably the series. With an anthology, every story is a different author. Every story is a completely different dance, and you have to get used to the characters and stuff, and you don't have that long to spend with them. So if you have a good story, you really just get a taste that you don't really get to enjoy long term. And if it's a bad story, it kind of just brings the whole collection down to some degree. Um, and I don't want to say this to impugn the work of any of the authors that I didn't really enjoy. It's just there's some stuff that just didn't click with me, and that's just how it goes. But that being said, anthologies are just a harder sell for me to want to check out, just because usually it's that sort of thing. As far as Strange New Worlds, so far it's been a really good book. As is usual, I've been kind of liking the books based on the newest current iteration of Star Trek. It's been really good. After I finish both of these books, I'm not sure exactly what's going to take their place just yet. Off the Beaten Path, I'm going to keep going on. Finish that when I finish it. As far as Reclamation Project, I have 2 other anthologies I could read, but then again, I might take a break from anthologies for a bit. I don't know, just because of the same reasons I outlined a little while ago. And Strange New Worlds, after I finish Strange New Worlds, I'm going to read Anthony Montgomery's memoir, which I don't know if it's out yet for the public, but it's like I got it autographed at the last Star Trek con, and I'm looking forward to reading a little bit of his life story to get to know him a little better. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Let's see. As far as I have a bunch of books, both ebooks and paper books, that are on my stack to be read, which I will probably read at least a couple of them in the coming year. I also kind of want to say that at least one book is reserved, one slot is reserved for Tiberius, and one slot will be reserved for Jay, for their respective books. Hopefully, the second Simon King book and the book Dragon Soul, which I definitely want to read at least both of those sometime next year. And as far as the rest of the series, I mean, it really kind of depends, because a lot of y'all are coming out with new stuff all the time. I want to read Thorns, which is by a newish author to me. I don't know if Royce is coming out with anything anytime soon, but even if he doesn't, I still have The Visitors that I still need to read, which we will see how that goes as well. But one thing at a time. I have a lot of stuff in my stack. But I mean, I've been enjoying the process. I've been enjoying the journey. So we'll see how that goes. As far as games, gaming stuff. I need to get back into some of the Final Fantasy games. I haven't been playing Final Fantasy 14 online a lot lately. I need to finish Final Fantasy 7 Remake because I still haven't beaten it. I've been playing Trails into Daybreak instead of Reverie because I got to a point where it's like there was a lot of little, I don't even know if I wouldn't even call them quests, but little activities they have to complete, because most of the things that are usually like side activities in the normal game are kind of like you get shunted off into this holding dimension or something to complete, or I mean, I can leave anytime I want, but it's like a completionist in me wants to finish all the stuff that you can do there. I'm also trying to finish Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm working on Final Fantasy Tactics, and let's see, I need to also finish a couple of other things. There's a lot of games that I'm working on right now, and I need to kind of get into a regular pattern-ish, because it's the only way I seem to be able to finish things, just get into a pattern and get these things worked on little by little. Well, I guess that's it for now. I'll hopefully pretty soon we'll be talking about Thanksgiving. Something bothering me right now in my eye. But anyway, that's it for now, so I'll catch you all in a couple weeks. If you like post-apocalyptic fiction, polar bears, and adventure, check out my newest release, Winterfall, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. And don't forget about my werewolf novel, Blue Moon. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. See you next time.